Guys, Marsingin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and so today we are going to talk about Tech Caulifla, a unit that has been in Dokkan Battle since 2020, and even to this day remains a relevant unit whenever certain kinds of missions come up in the game. She got an Easy A, as you can see, in 2024. Funnily enough, her Easy A actually a global first. Because it was when the Rose physical Goku Black came out, right, and we got a bunch of Universe 6 Easy A's, including the Kefla, STR Kefla Easy A, which then came out later on JP. So she was actually a global first Easy A. But the funny thing is, her Easy A didn't really change anything about the one key aspect of her kit that has seen her remain a unit that is still viable to this day for certain events, right? So before Extreme Z Awakening, we can see she got a little bit of stats, and then her main gimmick for a lot of events is going to be per Universe 6 or Peppy Gal's ally on the team, chance to evade 8%, and these stack. So if there's a Universe 6 Peppy Gal's character, then it's 16% for that character. And so if you build the team in the right way, this can add up to being over 100%, and then she'll have a 100% chance to dodge on that specific team build, right? But the thing that has made her this like invaluable unit, and has often led people to discuss that certain events have literally been designed the way that they are because of her, is this: when there is a Universe Survival Saga or Pure Saiyans category enemy, evades enemies' attacks. So if there's a Universe Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan enemy, she dodges, like just guaranteed 100%. So the only time that this does not work is if you're fighting an enemy who disables dodge. Obviously the one caveat to that is, I guess, if you're running Tech UI Goku and you have his domain active, he disables the enemy's ability to disable dodge. But that's the only, so far, the only character that has an ability in the game that actually does that. So Caulifla can be very, very useful. And the thing I wanted to mention in today's video, because I've seen a lot of people asking, we've just had the missions come out for the Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta stages of the final Red Zone, the Goku story, Vegeta story, stage 10, where you fight the blue version of their rival. And of course, the Vegeta stage in the Goku event has a mission for Universe 6, as well as a mission for tournament participants, right? So it is possible to do them both at the same time. But when it comes to Universe 6, Universe 6 is not a great category for the most part. However, when it comes to that event, obviously you are fighting a Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, who is a Pure Saiyan, and therefore Tech Caulifla has a 100% chance to dodge. So that gives you a character that can sit in slot 1 on one of your rotations, and in that Blue Vegeta fight, he always super attacks in slot 1. I believe it is always, right? I can't remember a time that I haven't seen it be in slot 1, so I think it is just 100% guaranteed. I mean, let me know down below in the comments if he has ever supered outside of slot 1 for you, but in the number of times I've done the stage, when we've done missions, when we've done challenge runs on streams and stuff like that, I don't think I've ever seen him super attack outside of slot 1. So you know you can put her in that spot, and then she's going to dodge, and then you're going to be fine. Now, the thing is, and what we mentioned, obviously you can tell from the title and the thumbnail really, but a lot of people don't know, or at least haven't kept or haven't gotten an extra one or something like that, I don't know. But when these missions keep coming up in the future, when you have the Universe Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan enemies and they don't disable dodge, right, you can run, because you can't run, if you've got a second Tech Caulifla, like you can't run the exact same unit on the team twice, right? So if you've got a second TUR already like awakened, I don't know why anyone would, right? But if you have a second TUR Caulifla, you obviously can't run both of them on the same team, because you can't run the same unit on the team twice. However, you can run the unawakened version of units, like we used to all run. I say used to all, but like when LRs first started becoming a thing and there weren't that many of them, a lot of them actually had very viable TURs that you could run. And even if they did have the same name, you could run the TUR because it was a different card. Some of them obviously had different names as well, and therefore made really good linking partners for the LRs. But that's where we get to the main focus of the video, and that is, of course, the SSR of Tech Caulifla. Because, you know, before even an Easy A, anything like that, If you pull her fresh from any banner as just an unawakened SSR, her passive, again, she gets the 6% chance per Universe 6 or Peppy Gal, so only slightly less than the awakened version, but she still has, when there's a Universe Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan enemy, evades enemy attacks. So obviously this is only going to be for very specific missions in the game, but this essentially makes her the most valuable SSR in the game that I can think of, right? Back in the day, we used to have uses for some of these older unawakened characters, especially like the SR Jacko and Chaozu, who stun the enemy the very first time they appear on the rotation. So they used to be like a go-to World Tournament unit, or like even a Super Battle Road unit, like if you were making sure they were only on rotation like one time, and then you float them off. Hopefully you've killed the enemies before they come back, because otherwise they would get destroyed. But having that turn where they stun the enemy for free was obviously very, very useful. Nowadays in the game, with how many units there are in general, and how difficult the most difficult content is, there aren't really any SSRs, I would say, that are of any use. I mean, even as someone who's been playing the game for a very long time, I have almost every unit in the game. There's only a few of now the most recent ones, where if I've been super unlucky, I don't have. But even I, at this point, like I don't keep SRs, right? They haven't awakened an SSR properly up into a TUR for a long time. But even like I don't keep random unawakened SSRs of extra characters most of the time. However, this Tech Caulifla is an insanely valuable SSR, because of course you can run her on the same team as the awakened version. And then, like I said, for that Vegeta mission, which you can go check out my video, right, doing the Universe 6 and Tournament Participants missions at the same time. I ran a team of Universe 6. You need 4 Universe 6 and then the 5 Tournament Participants mission. And then, yeah, literally, Tech Caulifla in slot 1, and then on the other rotation, Tech Caulifla in slot 1, because you've got 2 different Tech Cauliflas. And that means every single turn of the entire event, Vegeta super attacks you in slot 1, you dodge and take 0 damage, and then as long as you build the rest of the team, some of them are a bit shaky early on until they get some super attacks off, those that build up some defense, like the I ended up using LR, AGL, Kale and Caulifla, and in the early turns, right, until they get built up, you don't want them taking a lot of hits. But every turn, like everyone else just has to be able to tank normals, because the 2 Tech Cauliflas have you covered in slot 1 for both turns. And so these guys work obviously in any of this content, where if you're fighting a Pure Saiyan or a Universe Survival Saga and the boss doesn't disable dodge, then you're going to be fine, right? Like if we take a look at the challenge tab on like Dokkan Info of all the most difficult content, right? We just got that Seriously Serious All Out Battles, which is going to keep having new stages added to it. The current one, obviously we fight against a Goku, and dodge isn't disabled. So if you want to run her in this event, she has a 100% chance to dodge. Obviously this event does have some missions. I don't think any of them are specific to Tech Caulifla at the moment, are they? Oh yeah, no, there is a Tournament Participants one and a Universe 6. Oh well, there you go. So yeah, another current event where Tech Caulifla could just be absolutely dominant in terms of defense. This event, obviously, you don't necessarily know where the super is going to be all the time. He does super in slot 1 very regularly, and I believe he can, yeah, once he drops below 50% HP, he can super twice, so you got to be a little bit careful with that. But Tech Caulifla obviously dodges 100%. And then when it comes to like the red zones and stuff like that, like we obviously have the Universe Survival Saga blue zone, which is against like basically all Universe Survival Saga enemies. So any enemies, any stages that don't disable dodge, the double Tech Caulifla works in there. And then when it comes to things like Movie Edition or Gathering of the Super Warriors and stuff like that, so many of these events, it might not be every single stage, but so many of these events have bosses that are like Pure Saiyans or Universe Survival Saga, and therefore you have a character at your disposal that can dodge 100% of the time. And then again, like if you have 2 of them, you just have one on both rotations who can dodge every single attack that is incoming. So I know a lot of you out there will probably have the TUR, Tech Caulifla, at this point. And again, I know some people, once you've rainbowed a character, especially now that coins are available from the banners, a lot of people aren't going to keep SSRs for characters that they already have rainbowed. But I would definitely recommend, especially because like this unit, unless every single future boss that comes out that is Universe Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan disables dodge, then this unit will never age out of being useful, because she doesn't do a lot of damage. She's not got crazy high stats, right? So she doesn't provide a lot of like extra HP to the team or anything like that. But it just means you have that, like, one of the most valuable assets you can have on a team, which is a unit that cannot take damage from the boss. So therefore this unit will never age unless all events start disabling dodge. And if you start combining that with either existing characters we have now or the kind of characters that will come out in the future that have a scouter, if it's not the kind of event where the boss always super attacks in the same slot, then if you can see where the super attack is going to be, you have this unit that you can just put in that spot to dodge the super. And if you have the SSR, you have two of those units on the same team. So I would definitely recommend, if you are somebody who, even if you've rainbowed Tech Caulifla, like the Easy A TUR version, if you do not have a spare copy of her, she obviously is a unit that is available in every banner. She is in the general pool. I would 100% recommend keeping the next copy of her that you pull, because realistically, as the SSR version, she doesn't really do a lot of damage, right? Like, she doesn't have Fierce Battle because she's not awakened. She doesn't do really anything in terms of offense. She does technically, like, she does infinitely stack, but very, very slowly and has very low stats. So we're never going to be expecting her to do damage. But if you have a spare copy, if you really want, like, you don't even have to like level up her super attack. There is a free farmable Caulifla, so you can always do it that way. But if you don't want to waste resources like Kai's and things like that, you don't even have to level up her super, because she's not going to do damage anyway. I would recommend you do regardless, right? Because then you can fill out her hidden potential, which gives a little bit of extra stats, which will help the team HP. And then I guess the only other thing to mention is, if you are really struggling with that Universe 6 mission because you don't have the second copy of Tech Caulifla and you don't have another unit to run in slot 1 on the other rotation, I'm not sure I would recommend this as being a worthwhile investment, but Tech Caulifla is actually one of the units that is currently available with the red stones. However, it does cost all 3 red stones to get a copy of her. And obviously the redstone characters, they come as the already awakened TURs. But technically you could just buy her and then reverse her into an SSR, right? So then you would have the SSR copy. And then obviously any future SSR copies you pull, even if, like, if you've got the TUR rainbowed, you can open up the paths of the SSR, at least give her slightly higher stats. Hidden potential is obviously not really important because we're mostly just going to use her in events where she's going to have a guaranteed dodge anyway. But, you know, you can always throw in additional as you start getting her dupes, so that she has a chance to get those extra attacks and get extra stacks. Not going to do a huge amount, especially like in that blue Vegeta event, he has a damage threshold, so the SSR Caulifla just does 0 damage to him every turn anyway. But it's still nice to have another unit on the team that will block 100% of the incoming damage, because they can just never get hit. And as I say, every single event that comes out in the future that has a Universe Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan's boss, as long as they don't disable dodge, then you're going to be fine. And funnily enough, I actually saw someone post a screenshot, because she does infinitely stack if you're keeping her on rotation. I saw a screenshot someone posted on Twitter of her tanking AGL Jiren from the end of the Goku event, because obviously he disables dodge from the Goku story Universe Survival Saga Red Zone. I think it was only a normal, but his normals do hit for like, is it like 2 million or something? And she was tanking it for like 25k after stacking up a whole bunch. So obviously if you're fighting an AGL boss and she stacks up enough, like, she can still have pretty decent defense. But obviously I would not rely on taking her into events that disable dodge. If you're not fighting a Pure Saiyan or Universe Survival Saga character, like I said, you can make a team build where she gets up to like an insane amount of dodge chance. I think we ran a team build on like one of the challenge run streams I did, where she had a 96% chance to dodge because of the multiples of this passive. And then you got to get really unlucky to get that like 4% chance that she gets hit, right? So this unit is probably one of the most valuable defensive units in the game for specific events, specific missions that will continue to come out throughout the life of the game. And therefore, with that same passive, this Tech Caulifla is almost certainly the most valuable SSR in the game. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Are you somebody who's had the spare SSR Caulifla and used her to good effort in these missions? Are you someone who does not have the spare copy and is only just finding out about this now? Maybe you didn't actually even know that you could run an unawakened version on the same team and had never thought to do so. Just let me know all your thoughts down below Tech Caulifla in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.